Courage to conquer, you know how it is. It's 24 hours a day, that's how I live. Gotta get the courage to conquer. Face your fears, face your fears. My empire, that's the goal. Building that wealth, I'ma get that dough. Hustling hard every day, I'm a ball in my pain. I don't care what you got to say, but you ain't got the courage to conquer. Courage to conquer. Courage to conquer. Courage to conquer.
Hey, all my conquerors out there. Welcome to another Courage to Conquer podcast. The lovely Laura Himes here. I'm Earl Himes. We're the Conquering Couple. And just thank you for joining us for another podcast. If you find value in these podcasts, please share, please subscribe, please like, and just see if we can help you out. So today, this podcast here, we're going to talk about just dealing with loss. Whether it's a loved one, a job, a pet, a relationship didn't go quite go right. You lost your girlfriend, your boyfriend, spouse, something didn't go right. Just how to deal with those situations, things that's helped us out in these areas to maybe help you out as well to get through those times.
Yeah, do you want to talk about, we're personally going through some stuff.
Oh yes, we're personally going through some stuff right now. Passing of my mother, she passed away. So we're dealing with that. We lost a dog on Christmas.
We had to
Bella
put
on
Bella to
Christmas.
sleep on Christmas. That was sad.
Yes.
Yeah. Christmas night. I thought she'd make it. We just found out a few weeks before that she had cancer. But the way they were talking, I had maybe 3 or 4 months. They didn't know. She had aggressive cancer, so.
Yep.
But
When it comes with loved ones and pets, people loved ones, no matter what, is people mourn different ways. They do different things. In our family, people are dealing with things with the loss of my mother in different situations, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody mourns in their own way. They deal with situations differently, and that's okay. But we're here to talk about how it will get better. Try to stay positive. Kind of put on one of my stories and stuff about that, about being positive in these situations. Everybody goes through a winter season. They go through a downtime, no matter what it may be in.
Yeah.
And so, which we're dealing with right now. But staying positive, being mentally focused on what needs to happen, has to happen. Like for me, for instance, the thought of my mother going to finally be back with my father, who passed away almost 28 years ago. That helps me out. And this right here is just I just look back at the memories and the times we had. That's for me. That's what's helped me through it. And not to be harsh about life, but life happens. It still goes on. The death is part of life. And a lot of people, they just want to put that back and don't even want to talk about it. But it's inevitable for every single one of us. Every single one
not
of
me,
us.
I'm going to the rapture.
So it's one way or another. One way or another, you're going to be leaving this earth into a better place, hopefully, for all of us. So it's just, it's just part of life. So just try to be mentally tough about it, deal with things, but life bills still got to get paid. Like with us, with running our businesses, I mean, people still depend on us, so we can't just take off work for a week and go home and cry and stay in bed all week. We have to come here. We have to show up. We have to still work on jobs, take care of things, record this podcast for you guys.
Speaking about that, and I found myself a few days ago, I didn't feel good that morning. And I think I didn't feel good because we just lost Mom, and she was like a mother to me. And she was just at our house for the weekend. And at first, I told myself, I don't feel good. I want to stay in bed. And then I said to Earl, I'm not coming in today. I'll work from home. I don't feel good. And he's like, okay. And he knows me better than anybody. Even when I don't feel good, I still come to work like 99% of the time, because I feel like if I lay around at home, it makes it even worse. But if I get up and move around, I feel like by noon, I'm like, I feel better. I don't feel that bad anymore. So I've always pushed through it. But it was the moment when I had went to sleep for like an hour and I woke back up and I thought, Laura, do you really not feel good? Or are you acting off the emotion of the loss that we just had? And I realized I'm doing this, whether I'm depressed or sad, I was acting off the emotion. And that's when I said, no, you have to get up and pull yourself together. You got to go to work. You got people that rely on you. This will make you feel better. And I got up. And so one minute I was telling Earl I'm not coming in. And the next one, I'm like, hey, I sent you a text. I'm coming in. I'm getting ready for work now. And all you said was, okay, baby. Because I think you knew I was having a struggle. And it was weird because at the time I just don't feel good. I always work when I'm sick, and I don't need to work today because I'm sick and I always go in. So I'm just going to lay here.
Just let you have your moment. Let you have your moment.
And then after I gave it some thought, I thought, okay, wait a second. Is this truly because you really don't feel good because you've worked way when you've not felt good before? You know, yeah, you have an upset stomach, but is it because of this? And when I realized it was, I wanted to push myself through it. And I'm glad I did, because if I would have stayed in bed, I probably would have felt even worse by the time you got home. I'd been there like, fine. Where I pushed myself through it, I got to work and I got busy. And I think that's something Charity said to me. Yeah, Earl said just to keep him busy. So they've been giving you work because I think keeping busy.
Well, it definitely helps when you're going through a situation of staying busy, keep your mind preoccupied with other things instead of focusing just on that one situation.
And we still have to deal with it because we have the funeral and we have her apartment. We're all trying to get cleaned out as a family together and stuff. You're still having to deal with it, but don't let it consume you.
No.
That's the thing. And to me, I told Earl, I said, man, if you really, because life does happen and we look at life differently than a lot of people, I feel like, but I thought, God, we had a really crappy end to 23 because my baby dog, she's been in our family for 16 years, but we've only had her the last 9 months. She was with my mom and we had her, and I got attached, and Earl finally let her be an indoor doggie, and so she got to run around the house and stuff. So I got attached to her, and we gave her a bath and and all that kind of stuff, but I prayed, just let her make it through Christmas, and I should have been more specific all the way through Christmas, God, not just to the Christmas night. But she got her little gifts on Christmas, and we had a little stocking on the fireplace for her.
Right.
But that was sad and devastating to me. I just got done watching a movie, and Earl was the stronger one of us because I couldn't go in when we did. I said, you got to do that for me. So he did. He did that. And then the beginning of the year, we lost Mom, and it was like, okay, this end of the year is not working. The beginning of the year, sure in the heck, and Earl goes, the only way we can look at this is it's got to get better from here. This is setting us up to have a way better year from here.
Actually, you're the one who said that. I didn't say that.
You said, I said, well, you said.
No, what I said, just when you think you got things figured out.
Yes.
Things are going. Yep. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, there's a kink in the chain. Like, oh, no, hang on. No, we're not going that way yet. No, we're going to do what's over here first. So you're going to be throwing some adversity no matter what.
Yeah, I think I said something about you being taught, and you said, yeah, well, it'll only go up from here or something like that. How you said it to me, and I was like, it can only get better. It can only get better. That's what I'm telling myself. It can only get better.
But just, adversity, dealing with situations, just, you got to be just, in your heart, definitely love them and just, but still, like you mentioned a while ago, we have responsibilities. If you got children, if you got a spouse, if you got parents, somebody you got to take care of, you still just got to be mindful of those situations. And say, okay, you mentioned loss, like, so you lose a job. Yeah, that sucks right now. How am I going to eat? How am I going to pay bills? Take care of things. Take care. Again, suck it up and say, okay, go find another job and get after it. Don't say poor me. Don't be a victim. Be a victor. Get out there and get another one. There's plenty out there. There's so much work. It's unbelievable. Yeah. It could have been the job you had for 15 years, and all of a sudden they cut you. Just take it and roll with it.
Sometimes I think that ends up being a blessing in the end. You realize you may even have a better job that pays better, that you like your boss better. I mean, if you try to look at it in a positive way, like, okay, everything happens for a reason. Everything in life happens for a reason, With us, with Mom, I felt, because I did get to talk, you FaceTimed me that morning from the hospital, and I did get to talk to her, and she told me she was ready, and she told me that she loved each and every one of us. And then after the fact, we start looking back at all the things she's done in the last few weeks. So I feel like she knew, and she told me she was ready. She said she made peace with it, and she was ready when the good Lord wanted to take her. So that gave me peace about going, she was tired and she was ready. She's 77. Nobody ever wants that. I want her to be here till she's 107. I mean, Lily told her that morning, Mom, you're going to be here in 10, 15 years. We didn't know it was just a few hours later, Yeah. But, for us as a family, and you guys have all stuck together really good, and everybody handles it different. We've all had our moments of crying and having quiet time and stuff, but we don't stay in that moment too long. We have our little moment, and then we get up and go, okay, what do we need to do to push through? Because, like you said, we still have other families relying on us to do what we need to do, and other people and your siblings, and we all got to pull together as a family. Yeah. And I think that's why we talk so much about creating memories. You know, we talked about that on a podcast about, you know, we want to do more things with our kids and grandkids that create memories rather than just buy them things.
Yeah.
You know, we want to create memories. We want to go with Chaz to watch a Thunder game. We're going to create a memory. Or the Clippers. Yeah. Yeah, just getting that time. So when you do, and you do think about life is short and there's things that's going to happen in life, like Earl said, life still happens. We still have to go push through it, you know.
Look, I mean, life's not fair. It doesn't choose one person over the other person. It's just life happens. It's going to happen. No matter how much money you got.
No time will ever be the best time.
The people you have around you, things are going to happen in life. And there's always going to be a loss in part of those things. And loss, a lot of times, it definitely brings change. And most of the time, which I'd like change, is the change is something better usually. That's and people are always afraid of that, but you can't be afraid of that. You got to embrace it, go with it, and step through that door, and move on forward. And you'll be surprised how much better you are afterwards. And when, like the loss of our mother, like you mentioned a while ago, things are done for you. Ed Milet said things are done for you, not to you. And a lot of the reason is at the time you're going through it, you may not know why you're going through it, but after it's all said and done, you cannot help something you have not been through yourself. Once you've been through it, then you can reach back and you can help that person out with something they're going through because you've been through that situation. Yeah. Okay. Whatever it's, loss of a loved one, business, you lose a job, just
Your
anything.
marriage.
Once you've been through something, you can help other people who's been through that. And so that's, that's a big thing for me. I use that a lot for myself in my mind all the time. It's done for me. So I look at what can I learn from this so I can start helping others with these situations.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Like what positive parts can I get from this? How can I use this to better myself, or how can I use this situation this situation will make me stronger.
Correct.
This situation, and it opened up my eyes to realize there was so many good things that we did with her. I started thinking about the memories of the good things.
Yeah.
So it opened up my eyes to, and I've noticed ever since that's happened, I've been a little bit better listener. I've been listening to people a little bit more. I've been in the moment more. I feel like with Gina, when she was downstairs, she wanted to hug, and I did just hug her and say, "Okay, love you." I stopped and I hugged her, and I looked her in the eyes and I said, "I love you." Yeah. I think it, and I know that happens sometimes after someone passes. Then later you kind of forget about it. My thing is, I don't want to forget about it. I want to stop and slow down. Remember how I was trying this last year, like trying to be more in the moment and be a better listener, and you had did something the other day, and I was like, no, that's silly. I'm not going to get mad at that, because what if one day you're not here? So I'm actually being more forgiving.
Picking up my clothes.
I know. I'm like,
leave my dishes laying around.
Hey, I talked to you about that.
I know.
I said, I watched a TikTok of a lady who lost her husband, and she said, these women out there, you gripe about picking up his clothes or clean up after him or feeding him. What if he wasn't here? Because mine isn't, and I would give anything to gripe over picking up his clothes. And I started really thinking about that. I was like, so as I'm picking up, I'm like, I'm so glad he's here to pick up his dirty clothes. He won't fit in the basket right next to it. And I'm just joking.
Right.
But no, it does. It does. It did make me. I've learned something from it. I've learned that time is precious, and as we get older, we talk about that, how time is of the essence. I feel like that. Like, we got things to do, and there's a very little amount of time to get it done in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And spend more time with family and loved ones. And
so, I mean, have the grit, have the fortitude to go through those situations, handle them like you need to handle them as a man, as a woman, to move on and take care of situations like you need to. Reach out, give your loved ones an extra hug, call somebody you haven't called in a while, talk to them.
Yeah.
Because you never know when it's going to be that day, that time. When the Lord calls them up, it's done. Doesn't matter when or where. It happens in all different ways.
Yeah. Your timing is not God's timing. No. And your timing will never be the perfect timing to ever lose someone. Right. It will always be, why now?
Yep.
I feel like so.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you so much. Go out and have the courage to conquer the life you want to live.